Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Two of Pentacles. I feel like you're somebody who really is taking steps toward changing their life. You know, the little things that you do every day to push the ball down the field toward the end zone, or the goal, right? You're ambitious. I think that you want progress. You want more than just a standard baseline, quiet kind of life. Okay, I don't feel that you. I don't feel that you're content right now with just leaving things alone the way they've been. I think you want progress, and I think you're getting fired up, and I think that you maybe weren't always motivated. There were probably times in your life where you didn't feel very motivated, right? But now I feel that you have this ambition that's kicking in where you're doing a lot of things. You're being very proactive. You're not sitting around twiddling your thumbs waiting. There are things that you're doing every day to push yourself further down the line, further down the road, okay? And I think that you realize that big overnight changes, big leveling up in life requires that slow and steady pace. This is how you level up. It's not one big doorway that finally it's here, it's one big jackpot win. No, it's like it's kind of the holy moly, I made it. After all this time, it's finally here, So I feel like you are leveling up in your life, and I think that it's a result of this steady ambition. Step by step by step. Day by day, one step at a time. Let's put this into a little bit of context. Yeah, let's see what is going on here with your life. A 3 of Swords, an 8 of Wands, a Queen of Wands, a 4 of Wands, and oh yeah, an Empress. Just when you start to doubt yourself, Virgo, just when you start to doubt yourself, you get that breakthrough. You get that leveling up. Okay. I think that this is the best life. This is the life you really want. Okay? And this, I think, is your ambition to do it, to push through the hardship, to push through the suffering and the sacrifice of taking these steps. And I think it's really this kind of the motivation that's saying, if you stop, you're never going to get to that good life, the best life, the paradise, the big rock candy mountain, the Garden of Eden, the oasis, the Emerald City. Whatever you want to call it, the good life, okay? The life that you want. So I think this is a representation of your ambition. I think that there's something, maybe a new opportunity that's coming into your life that's going to require a lot of bold action. Okay, very quick decisions, very creative thinking, very creative problem solving, and very swift movement. Okay, that's going to be required of you. Path of the Serpent, Tower. Yeah, see, there's the leveling up energy. This is the overnight change that's been, step by step approaching this change. Okay, this is that critical moment, though, the pivotal moment. We see a 10 of Swords in your environment. We see a Knight of Cups and a 4 of Swords. So to me, the 4 of Swords is a response to the 3. This is doubt, this is worry, this is sorrow, this is like the feeling like this is never going to end. Okay? The breakthrough happens and your mind is at ease. Now this is the peaceful life, right? These two together is a very peaceful life. This is the quiet life, you know? But it's quiet life now that you have earned through struggle. That is, you know, you've leveled up and you've earned that quiet life. The quiet life before is kind of the just trying to be content with kind of the bare minimum. Okay, so you've awakened your ambition, and you've applied it to these kind of like small goals, micro wins, the daily kind of grind, right? The daily wins. This is what leads up to a tower moment, to a tower event where everything changes for you. This is the overnight change. This is you breaking through the ceiling. But we know, right, the overnight change doesn't just happen overnight. It takes a lot of work to build up to this moment. This is that moment, okay? I think that you're someone who can attract a lot of resources to them. I think you are attracting resources that are going to help you to speed up and help you to accelerate your progress. The Four of Wands is the card of the human time table, right? Your own timeline. This is the card of speeding things up. So I think you're finding ways, you're able to call in new resources, attracting more resources that are going to allow you to speed up the timeline. Speed up your progress, okay? I think part of our Three of Swords is a lack of recognition. That you feel like you're doing this and you're doing it in, let's say, obscurity, right? Anonymity. You're doing it with no need for recognition and maybe feeling like there's no appreciation, feeling like you're overlooked. The significance of what you are doing, you feel like it's just, you're kind of doing it in the shadows. I feel like that's changing too, okay? I feel like some recognition is arriving for you, okay? I think you're being called upon to set bigger goals than before. Yeah, set bigger goals. I feel like your passion is being reignited, re-energized, okay? I think people are noticing you and people are aligning to support you, okay? Your ambition, your drive, your fiery energy here is opening doors that are really going to lead to the best life, to a life of, I think, a life of ease, of smooth sailing, a life that has a lot less stress. Okay, I think that's going to be very, very good. Claim this reading. I want you to claim this reading. I think you're ready for this leveling up. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down right over here with Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. We're not going to take you to our leader until the very end. And that card will tie everything together, will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comment section below the video. Now, let's look around the room. We do see our two majors, Tower, Empress. Okay? The Tower being that pivotal moment. Okay, that breakthrough leveling up moment. And I think your whole life is leveling up here. I think the Empress is a couple of things. It's your ability to attract resources. It's your ability to draw people in. You're magnetizing people, places, and things to you. Okay, and I think that's kind of why there's this the Three of Swords kind of saying that you've been doing it in the shadows. Maybe it's time to remove this and start doing things more out in the open, more publicly. Letting people see you, letting people be aware of your plans and your progress, letting people see the things that you're doing, and putting it out there in some way, which is part of our Knight of Cups too, right? Giving your gift, sharing it with the world, offering it to the world. So I think that there's some aspect of this that you're resisting. Maybe you don't want to be in the limelight. Maybe you don't want to be really presenting yourself to the world. You don't want to be well known. You don't want to be like a public figure kind of thing. But I feel like you don't have to do that to the extreme, but don't hide what you're doing either. Don't hide yourself away. Let your light shine so that you can attract the resources, the people, places, and things that are going to assist you. Okay. The Empress is also the end goal. The goals of life are all about the Empress. This is everyone's goal. Whatever your goal is, this is it. This is really about you, like living the good life. Whatever that means to you. It means something different to everybody. The best life really consists of the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. Okay? The way the good life looks to you, what the details are, and how the good life feels and what it means to you. Okay? The what and the why. So when we talk about the paradise or the Garden of Eden, it's your specific, Emerald City that you're trying to arrive at. And I think that you've been doing things a little bit behind the scenes almost, I think it's time for you to emerge and share a little bit of what you're doing with everybody else, and that's going to help to attract the right people to you and the right resources that are going to be aligned with your fire, So anyway, we have our majors. We have fire, fire, fire. This is a wave of fire pushing you this way across the table. Okay, we got our fire. Yeah, a little bit of water here. We need a little bit more of that. We've got air, air, and air, and we've got a very little bit of the earth. Okay, we have water and earth. Okay, as kind of a confirmation there of our Empress energy. But I think the swords here are really the obstacle. And I think that there's been, it's been challenging, Your ambition is meeting with a little bit of, like, obscurity. It almost is like your fire is going to burn brighter when you kind of let other people see it. When you kind of trust it enough to not feel like you have to kind of hide it away. I mean, you're the Hermit energy anyway, right? That's your power card. I feel like this is the Hermit being a little bit shy about showing the world what you're made of. You don't need to conceal your ambition. Maybe you were taught as a kid that you shouldn't be ambitious and that you should settle for what life gives you and don't ever aspire to anything more and all this kind of nonsense, right? So I feel somewhere along the line your ambition was discouraged. Yeah. I feel like you're realizing that your ambition is what's really going to create a difference. It's really going to matter. What you're after in life is okay to want it. It's okay to be after it. Yeah. I think that this is even maybe a little bit of guilt. Yeah. And I think that, you'll be able to take more of these very important steps and get even more of these like little micro wins when you sort of kind of accept this energy, accept that you are a creative, ambitious, person with a lot of confidence and a lot of good ideas and an intense drive and ability to sort of push your life forward, to get the life that you really want to live. Because when you get to the Empress life, this is when you get to relax and have the quiet life, or the life you want, But it takes this wave of fire to bring us there. And so this, I think our Three of Swords needs to be replaced with a Three of Cups. Instead of having obscurity, anonymity, darkness, and kind of what you do in the shadows, right? I feel like you need recognition. You need to put yourself out there. You need the Three of Cups, abundance, gratitude, the recognition from other people. Okay? I feel right now that it's kind of like what you're doing is overlooked. And I don't know who you feel is overlooking it, or just the feeling as if you're doing all this great things, but there's nobody there to really like to notice you and say, hey, that's awesome what you're doing. Okay. It may be that you need to set some bigger goals. Okay. Down beneath the surface, that Eight of Wands here, this is a very fast-moving energy. I think that you are attracting the resources that are going to help to accelerate the progress. You're going to be taking these steps quicker. I think getting the recognition and the kind of being, not taking yourself out of the shadows is going to help to speed things up. Okay, this is a lot of creativity that's inside of you. This is your ability to really hustle, you know, to really like get the lead out and really start moving faster. Yeah. And I think that this is Saturn. Saturn is lead. Lead is slow. Okay. So it may be that you've been feeling that your progress has been delayed or there's been a slowdown. Things are kind of dragging their feet, right? We're in the lead shoes. My coach in Little League Baseball used to tell me, Paul, get the lead out. I was like, what are you talking about? Get the lead out of what? He's like, your shoes. I said, oh, I was slow. I didn't run fast. I didn't hustle enough, you know. So find out what the lead in your shoes is and get the lead out, okay? Because things are going to start progressing much faster. When we get rid of this, I mean, oof, this is beautiful. This is fast. This is your ambition that has nothing blocking it. And it may be as simple as, you know, you need to reach out and you need to claim your energy, even just symbolically, spiritually claim your energy, and you'll start attracting people. You have the confidence in yourself. You let your light shine. You do not try to minimize or diminish your progress or your ambitions. Don't downplay it. You know what I mean? Don't minimize your accomplishments. Don't be so humble that you're like, no, I'm not really doing anything. It's nothing. No, it's something. And by you putting yourself out there and saying, yeah, I'm doing something really, really kind of awesome here. It's really exciting. Let people see your excitement. And things will start happening much faster for you. Your timeline will accelerate. Okay. Now in the background here, now the Eight of, this is the excitement, okay? And this is exactly what the Queen of Wands wants, is that excitement. This is where the Queen of Wands really, really shines, right? Because she likes fire, yeah? The one thing that is antagonistic to our Queen of Wands, our ambition, our fiery creativity, our fierceness, you know, is water. It doesn't like the contented. It doesn't like satiety. It doesn't like feeling full. It's like this is somebody who doesn't like to eat so much that they actually feel full, because then it's just like they don't feel that hunger anymore. You know, when you eat too much and you get really, really satiated, that you just kind of feel sluggish because all of your body resources are going to your gut to help you digest all that food. You just ate the really big salad, you know. That feeling is the worst thing in the world to the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands likes to feel hungry. I like to have a little bit of food in there because it's fuel. A little bit of love, a little bit of recognition, a little bit of a pat on the back is good because it motivates me, but too much. And then you just get lazy. You just get, I don't want to move. I was going to mow the lawn, but I had too much for breakfast. I'm not going to do it, you know. And so the water is antagonistic to this ambition because it puts the fire out. Okay? So I think that you've kind of been motivating yourself with like harshness. You know, I even wonder if with the Three of Swords, if you've been motivating yourself with like kind of a self-deprecating energy. You know, it's like, come on, Virgo, you're terrible. You could do better than this. You know, motivating yourself in that with that negative kind of negative dialogue. Okay. And I think it's fine. I mean, everybody, we do that sometimes to kind of to urge ourselves on. I think we need to replace this with some more kindness toward ourselves, but not so much water that we lose our ambition. Okay. And I wonder too if you even kind of like, I don't know if you like thrive on criticism sometimes. You know, people telling you you suck, you're terrible. Like that gets you fired up sometimes, you know. And I think it's probably a rather common Virgo idea, that concept, you know. I don't think it's so foreign to you if you really think about it. But I think a lot of us, especially those of us who are either earth signs or water signs, you know, those kind of passive signs tend to thrive on that a little bit more than the fire signs do, or the air signs. And so just ask yourself that question if you tend to thrive on the criticism, or, you know, the being motivated by, let's say, negative attention. Okay. Or if you tend to be harsh with yourself and you try to kick yourself to get yourself going, you know. So I feel that a little bit of balance there is needed, but this is really someone who is very ambitious and really knows that they have this power inside of them. And Spirit does not want you to hide that away or to feel any kind of guilt about that. Don't try to downplay or minimize what you're doing. Allow your fiery energy to bring you forward into this Empress life. It's okay for you to show your excitement. Let's say you're going in for a job interview and you're just like, yeah, I want a job. It'd be cool, I guess. Yeah, I think I'd be okay at it. Probably, yeah, I guess. Versus like going in there being like, yeah, I want this job. I know I'm going to be great at it. I'm eager. I'm ready to learn. I'm hungry. You know, like who are you going to hire? Somebody that just kind of is like, well, maybe I could figure it out. I don't know. Someone who's kind of downplaying their skills. You know, you type 100 words a minute and you're like, well, I'm not that fast, really. Really, I'm not. Or someone that says, yeah, I type 100 words a minute on a bad day, you know. I don't know if that's I don't know. I hunt and peck like this. But that's kind of like, you know, being proud of your accomplishments, being proud of your skills, being, you know, letting your excitement come through. That's going to attract the right people, places, and things to you. And that's going to accelerate your timeline. This is the Four of Wands. This is human timing. This is your expectation of how quickly things should have been moving. I wonder if there has been a delay or if it's felt like there's been some lead in your shoes, okay? To me, this is the card, though, of the micro wins, the daily goals. It's like the first thing on your checklist, wake up. As soon as you get up in the morning, you're checking that thing off your list, and guess what? That feels good. So in some sense here, this is about stop criticizing yourself for those things that you don't check off your list. Rather, swap in the Three of Cups and start praising yourself for the things that you do check off your list. Do you see the difference between the Three of Swords and the Three of Cups? Three of Swords is, I'm getting angry at myself. I'm criticizing myself for the things that I didn't do, or I didn't do correctly, or I didn't do them well. Okay, that's sort of the negative reinforcement. Feels like we need to bring in some of the Three of Cups, the positive reinforcement. Yeah, we can say, hey, I did that terribly, I got to do it better. Okay, that's one way to motivate ourselves. We also need to say, wow, I woke up today. That's a win. That makes me feel good. That makes me want to keep going. We're stacking wins, and we're building up that motivation. So do that, like literally. Write down a checklist every day. The night before, write down everything you want to do tomorrow. Wake up, bathroom, drink of water, feed the cat, you know, do some stretching, maybe some meditation, some breath work, some prayers, whatever. Light some incense, I don't know, light a candle, make some coffee or tea, whatever it is. Figure out those things that you're going to do tomorrow, right? And look, that was like 10 things. And it's not even breakfast yet. Every time you check one of those off, you say, all right, I did it. You're creating that dopamine loop, right? And it feels good if you focus on how good it feels. Oh, I got up, I woke up today. Like maybe you say I'm wake up at 6. You woke up, like I woke up at 6 today. I got to take my daughter to a doctor, her checkup before kindergarten. We got to go do that today. So I got to be done filming early. So it's like, okay, I got to wake up at 6. And my daughter and I, we've been sleeping in together over the summer, right? Been sleeping in like 7 sometimes, 7:30. But today I said, I gotta wake up at 6. Okay? 6 o'clock rolled around, my alarm went off, I leaped out of bed, said, I'm ready. And it was a win. It felt good to accomplish that. That's a micro win. Stack those up, oof, it's big. You stack those up, you get a breakthrough, you get a leveling up. Okay? And now the idea is to keep that momentum going. Let's start cranking this wheel faster and faster. Okay? Don't focus on the failures. Don't focus on the things that you didn't get to do. It's like, okay, well, I didn't do any breathing exercises this morning because I didn't have time. I should have woken up half an hour earlier than I did, but I didn't do any of my breathing work my breath work this morning. I don't want to focus on that. I don't want to focus on the loss and kick myself for saying, "No, man, I didn't do it." Rather, I want to praise myself for the things I did do, because that's going to build up this momentum. And that's really going to start attracting the good things into your life with this Empress energy. Okay? The Empress energy typically gives and gives and gives and gives and gives. You put in your blood, sweat, and tears into your life. And guess what? Your life's giving you back more than what you put in. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio. It's like a 10-to-1. The more you put in, you're going to get exponentially more out of it. You're putting in your blood, sweat, and tears. You're devoting your time, effort, energy, money, and space. And guess what? It's compounding. It's like it's earning interest. And I think that payoff is coming. Okay? I think by letting people notice your fire, they're coming to support you. Spirit is putting the right people, places, and things on your path when and where you need them. You've got to recognize that, see that, and actively, positively engage with those things. Okay? Now, big shout out to everybody, big gratitude to everybody that shares these readings in their kind of spiritual circles or their groups or their forums. Okay? I really appreciate that. Word of mouth is really going to keep this channel going. Okay? The algorithm is getting weird. Things are getting weird in the world, aren't they, lately, right? All this crazy stuff going on. It's important that we maintain this human connection. It's important that we continue to share the things that we love with the people that we love. Okay. And a big shout out to everybody that's given me feedback on the new channels. Tarot Logic, Dove and Serpent Daily is another one that I really am having a lot of fun doing. I've kind of switched formats on that channel. Now I'm just pulling one card every morning, and we're going to talk about that card, and it's going to be an omen for our entire day. Go check out Dove and Serpent Daily and Tarot Logic as well, please. Okay? And keep that feedback coming. I like to hear what you think about this stuff. Yeah. Oh, and before I forget, Patreon. Go sign up at the Patreon, please. You can get the extended readings over there too if you'd rather do that. But sign up for the Patreon. I'm going to hopefully have more things to offer over there to encourage more people to sign up. So anyway, the more you put in, way more you get out of it. And you're creating your dream life. You're creating the level up. You are doing it. Okay? Your ambition. You've always wanted more. I don't think you're somebody who ever will really be totally content with life and just say, I don't want anything for the rest of my life. We have moments like that. Okay? The Queen of Wands sometimes will get doused with a big 10 of Cups, and the fire will be gone. But you know what? Just like you're at the buffet and you've eaten your fill of all that delicious Chinese food, you'll be hungry again soon, I promise you. So it's okay for you to be satisfied once in a while. Right now, you're not, but when you get here, yeah, I think this is going to be very, very satisfying. I think you're creating the life that you want to live within. Now, Path of the Serpent, general energy, this is the awakening of your ambition. This is an internal transformation as well as you creating the life outside. This is almost like the real level up, the real breakthrough is happening inside. This is a full spiritual awakening. This is a not spontaneous, it's taken a long time to build up to it, but when it happens, it feels like holy you know what. It feels instantaneous. It feels like just random, unpredictable, no way to prepare for it. Suddenly it's here. Kundalini awakening. Okay? A very abrupt spiritual awakening here. So I feel like the transformation is taking place inside of you, and that's allowing you then to break through to your best life. Absolutely. What you're doing is liberating your energy. This is escaping from prison. This is a prison break card. This is a liberation of your spiritual will, your creative will. It's a liberation of all of this excitement and ideas and all this creativity, all this ambition that's inside of you. You've got to bring it to the forefront. Through your micro wins, you're creating a situation inside of yourself where all of this is going to break forward. All of this is going to break out and level up. Okay? Because the Tower really are all those things that are keeping you contained. The doubt, the self-criticism, the hiding in the shadows kind of thing, the feeling guilty for your ambition, feeling like you need to downplay or minimize your ideas. It's like you've got a lot of ideas at work, but you tend to like not raise your hand and not speak up, you know? You got to start doing that. You got to show people how excited you are and how creative you are and how energetic and how amped up you can get about stuff. Okay? This ambition is what is being liberated. When this tower falls, this is the internal awakening of your force and fire. And what's left standing after the tower comes down? You in this fiery spiritualized form. That's what's left standing. Okay. So, magic makers, I want you to comment your micro wins. What are these things that you're stacking up every day that it's going to lead to a critical mass where you just, your best self, your real you just comes out and you say, here I am, no apologies. No apologies, kind of this card, you know? This is the pivotal moment. That internal change is causing a direct external change, and your best life is materializing. This is an exclamation point. This isn't just like this isn't like silence, you know, like a, what is it called? The ... the 3 dots? What is that called? It's not like a ... quiet, not saying anything, like just crickets. It's an exclamation point. It's loud, it's proud, it's letting your freak flag fly, right? I can never say that phrase. This is you liberating yourself. And thereby you are constructing your paradise. Okay. And I know you can feel this. Let me know that you can feel this. It's like it's already rumbling inside. It's that hunger. And that hunger is going to just eventually can't be contained. He's saying, I'm going to have to go and I'm going to have to eat something, you know? And so this is the moment where everything changes. This is a moment of salience. This is a memory being formed. This is a core memory being formed. This is something you're going to tell your kids about, your grandkids, and your grandkids' grandkids. This is the moment everything changed. There was life before the tower and life after the tower. You've liberated your energy. And with your 10 of Swords in the environment, this is the birdcage. This is you getting out. This is you escaping from the birdcage. And this is a belief system. It's a paradigm. It's a thought structure. It's beliefs about yourself, beliefs about the world, beliefs about what you're capable of. What you've been taught was the way you're supposed to conduct yourself in the world. Maybe you were taught that, you know, someone like you is not supposed to be ambitious. You're not supposed to be loud. You're supposed to be in the background, etc., etc. Maybe this is you keeping yourself in that birdcage, contained in that life that is too small for you. In that safe, secure life where somebody comes and brings you the water and the birdseed and changes the wood shavings at the bottom of the cage. It's water, shelter, food only. Okay? And it's a life that's too small. So Spirit wants you to start thinking bigger, create some bigger goals, Okay? You're doing these micro wins, giving you this confidence and this ambition, and you're kind of liberating your energy, and Spirit wants you to start making bigger plans. Now, my left ear just started ringing. It's been doing that more lately. Only during the readings. Only during the readings does my ear do that. Otherwise, my hearing is fine. So I kind of, I feel like when we hit a certain point in the reading and I get that ear, it's usually the left ear starts ringing, I kind of get that, I get that shiver that we're really onto something here, okay? And I think that, that this is that critical moment where you kind of unleash yourself on the world, you know? And I think first it really is a matter of recognizing the bars of the cage. I think the bars of the cage are these doubts, the thoughts, the way you talk to yourself. The Three of Swords is you understanding the process of creation on the mental plane. What you think about is what you're going to get. What you think about is what you're going to build. The way you perhaps downplay your ambition or your accomplishments, the way you are maybe self-deprecating, the way that you are a little bit, you're humble and you're meek, and that is beautiful energy to have, okay? But not to the extreme, not to the point where it starts to diminish your ability to create the life you want to live. This is an empowering moment for you. You are a magic maker. And it's time to make magic. It's time to create the world. Don't let the world create you. Claim your role as a magic maker right now, okay? Part of that is you giving your gift to the world, having that kind of confidence, because this is kind of like, no, nobody's going to want to eat my crab curry. Nobody's going to want my gumbo, you know? Nobody's going to want to hear my song or watch my video or whatever, read my book. Okay? And so this is the fear, worry, concern. This is the obstacle. This is the anxiety card for you. Letting the world see you for who you really are and believing in yourself enough that, you know, if they don't like it, they don't like it, but that's not going to affect your ambition. That's not going to diminish. If anything, if you do get some negative feedback or some criticism, you're going to use that as fuel. But I think it's going to be a lot different than you think. Okay? I think you're going to, through your authentic expression, people are going to flock to you. People are going to want to be around you. Okay? This is the card of giving and receiving love and affection. This is the card of that reciprocating energy. In a way, it's kind of asking, like, in what ways lately have you really put yourself out there? Either emotionally or creatively or intuitively, spiritually. Where in your life lately have you been the most vulnerable? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your story. I want to hear your story. This is the card of knowing what your gift is and giving it away. Sharing what you have with others and trusting that it's going to come back to you tenfold. I want you to smash the like button to seal this energy in, okay? Because this is kind of what you're liberating from the birdcage in a way, right? See, you've grown your wings back. In the birdcage, your wings are clipped. And you're not, it's safer in the birdcage, but you can't fly. You're very limited in where you can go and what you can do and what you experience. And you've been taught to believe that the birdcage is where you're supposed to be because it's safe. Getting out of the birdcage is scary. You don't know what's out there. You're taking a risk. You're beginning new things, passionate things. Your wings have grown back. And you're leaping, you're flying off into the sky, into the unknown. Taking a chance on yourself, you know? Let me know your take on this. To me, it feels like this is a liberation of your passion, a renewal of your passion. And the Four of Swords, kind of as, it's almost, with the Three and the Four of Swords, I kind of am reminded of that phrase, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. And if you can't be kind to yourself, don't say anything. You know, in a way, it's kind of like you have to protect your mental energy from negativity right now. I think there's been too much of it. It's been the lead in your shoes. Time to get the lead out. Bird can't fly if it's wearing lead boots. Okay. Your heart can't soar if it's weighed down by grudges or resentment or self-doubt or self-criticism or deprecation, depreciation, right? Four of Swords is mental fortitude. It's the breathing exercises, you know? So we have a Four of Swords and a Four of Wands. Okay, and those, like I said about the earth signs and the water signs, kind of tend to be motivated by criticism a little bit, maybe more than the air signs and the fire signs. So I wonder if the air and the fire up here are kind of talking about how you need to give yourself the positive motivation, the positive reinforcement, being motivated by not only by praise and flattery, because in an ideal world, you're not going to be moved one way or the other by flattery or criticism. Three of Swords, Three of Cups, not going to bother you. Either one's not going to matter. In an ideal world, that shows mastery, and maybe that's what we're working toward, is to not be moved at all. People can pat me on the back and tell me I'm great. Doesn't change my flow. People can tell me I suck and I'm terrible, my readings are garbage. Not going to change my flow. That's ideal. That's the ideal world. If we're not there yet, then we can take your garbage, your readings stink. We can take that as motivation to do better, to continue trying really, really hard and continue to refine what we do. And we can take the praise. Hey, you're great. Love what you do. We can take that as encouragement, and we can keep going and use it that way, right? In an ideal world, we wouldn't need either of those. I think right now, if anything, you need more of the good stuff. You need more people in your life that are going to encourage you and tell you you're great, and tell you to keep going, and tell you that what you have in your heart, what you have inside of you, that fire, that creativity, that ambition, that love, deserves to be liberated. You need to show people that. Okay, let's look at the mystery card. I don't know what this is going to be, to be honest with you. Maybe the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe the doorway card of the Eon. Probably the Eon. Strength card. Or the Judgment card. But the Strength card I'm kind of feeling too. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. Oh, it's the Devil. Of course it's the Devil. The Devil is the engine of the car. The engine that just this is the hunger. This is the beast inside of us that just wants to eat. Wants to climb the mountain. You put the devil in front of any mountain, it's going to climb the mountain. And the devil is also reminding us of our motivations, why we do something, what is motivating us. This is the creative drive, the pleasure drive, and the assertive drive. Okay? The creative drive has to be number one, top priority, ruling over the other two. The pleasure drive and the assertive drive, I used to call it the aggressive drive, now it's the assertive drive. The assertive or sovereign drive with the pleasure drive are supportive of your creative drive. Okay? And maybe the Three of Swords is saying that some of our drives are a little bit out of whack. Okay? That maybe we have, maybe the creative drive is there. But it could be that the assertive drive and even the pleasure drive are not being encouraged. That you have all this creativity, you have this will to change the world and create a better life and alleviate suffering for yourself and the world and make a difference, put a dent on the universe, whatever phrase you want to use. You have this drive to change the world, but you've been discouraged from seeking pleasure and ambition. You've been discouraged from being assertive or aggressive or loud or too fiery. And you've been discouraged from, seeking pleasure, seeking the validation and confirmation from the world around you, seeking that positive feedback. So when you're just left with nothing but the creative drive, it's got no other thrusters. It's not enough force to really get you out of the atmosphere, out of the clutches of Earth's gravity. It's not enough to get you out of the birdcage. It's not enough to get you to paradise. You need all three of those drives. And that might be, this is, I think, a really strong confirmation of the entire reading. Okay? If you have your creative drive at the top here, but your pleasure drive and your aggressive drive are anchored down, chained down, you got to liberate those drives. You've got to liberate your fiery ambition, your assertiveness. You've got to liberate your need for positive reinforcement and positive feedback. Your seeking of pleasure, right? So that, to me, this is that liberation from whatever's been holding you down. The lead, getting the lead out. Getting the lead out is the equivalent of activating your assertive drive and your pleasure drive. Because those three drives together, maybe turning the Three of Swords into the Three of Wands, where all three of the drives are the Three of Pentacles, where all three of those drives are activated. Okay. So I think you are a very ambitious person. I think that you need the positive feedback. Fire up all these thrusters, and you're going to get that good life. You're going to level up. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner up here. There's a link right below the video. New readings for Virgo on Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.